A fog rises from the valley. The sun peeks over the horizon and casts a warm glow as far as the eye can see. And somewhere along the ridge, a runner with a plastic katana strapped to their back makes her way down a muddy trail. But step back in time about 400 years and zoom in between the trees where gentle streams rumble down the mountainside. You might find a humble shinobi no mono, a person who sneaks, someone you'd easily mistake for a simple farmer. These days, you'd recognize him by another name, one popularized by authors and playwrights who took them out of their navy blue robes and into the legendary pitch-black head-to-toe uniform we imagine today. They were ninjas, and they're the inspiration for the aptly named Ninja Trail Run. This is Iga, a small city of roughly 90,000 in Japan's Mie Prefecture, about an hour's train ride east of Kyoto and Osaka. Its claim to fame are ninjas. That is, the historical ninjas that were known as shinobi no mono in their 15th to 17th century heyday. These farmers turned acrobatic spies started to disappear following the unification of Japan under the Tokugawa shogunate in 1603, as depicted in the popular award-winning series Shogun. It seems a centralized government was bad for the business of covert warfare. Nevertheless, Iga proudly boasts the nickname Ninja City, and considering the ubiquitous nature of ninjas in Iga, from the local museum to the ninja restaurant in town and countless cartoon ninjas on just about everything you can imagine, it's appropriate that the premier sporting event in town is the Ninja Trail Run. The annual race offers two courses, a 22-kilometer short course and a 48-kilometer ultramarathon with over 2,500 meters of elevation and descent. The hook? You get to run through the rivers, forests, and mountains where historical ninjas once lived and trained. Japan? Trails? Ninjas? Say less, friendo. I'm in. I arrive from Osaka on the Kintetsu Limited Express to Iga Kamba Station, where I meet Mayumi Ito, a local tourism representative with a deep interest in the region's ninja history. We head straight to lunch at Cafe Wakama for their famous tofu dengaku with a miso glaze grilled right in front of you. Itai dekimasu, baby. I'm ready to eat. I usually don't drink in the days leading up to a race, but apparently Iga has a large number of sake breweries for a city of its size, so it'd be rude not to try. Junko Kikuno runs the shop with her husband. She says it's the water that makes Iga sake special.
例えば京都とか灘とかと味がみんな水が同じところから取ってるので味が似てるんですけど、伊賀はもう地域が広いのでまず仕込み水がまずいろんなところで違うのができる。であとお米も地域広いので取れるお米同じ品種を使っててもいろんな味が違う。
And you can taste the difference by sampling some sake at the shop. Just drop in a coin and you're served. Best arcade ever. Before dinner, I meet with Ninja Trail Run director Hiroyuki Egawa to talk about Japanese trail running. He says he started this race because he wants to encourage more Japanese athletes to take up trail running, and he wants to bring more international attention to his hometown.
伊賀で生まれて、伊賀で育って、やっぱりこの伊賀っていうのが大好きで、この伊賀を盛り上げるために、この忍者トレイルランニングレースを開催しています。はい、まだまだ歴史的にすごく短い20年ぐらいの歴史なんですよね。そんな中でまだまだやっぱり選手としてもこれが文化になるっていうところまで成熟してない。スポーツとして、一つのなんていうかな競技としてっていうところでの捉え方だけで、これを生活ライフスタイルとか文化にするっていうのはまだこれからのところかなと思うので、はい、そういうふうには思っています。はい、かつてこの伊賀のこの山っていうのは忍者が修行した山であろうっていうふうなことを思っています。やっぱりそこで歴史を感じながらこの山の中を走ってもらいたい。リアルな忍者修行を選手にしてもらってるっていうふうなイメージを持って走ってもらいたい。やっぱこういうところを味わってもらうのはこの忍者トレイルでしか味わってもらえないので、 はい、そういうことを感じて作ってます。はい。
And it's an experience I can't wait to have. The only problem is that there's some heavy rain in the forecast, threatening to trash the trails the day before the race that would force Hiroyuki to cancel the race. He tells me they'll post a final decision on Instagram the night before. For now, I'm planning on running, which means I gotta eat like I'm running. Dinner at the hotel ends up being a kind of surprise kaiseki, which is a traditional Japanese meal consisting of hyper-seasonal ingredients. Suffice it to say, I'm going to bed pleasantly plump. I meet back up with Mayumi to head into town and dive a bit deeper into this ninja history about which I'm hearing so much.
Lots of people thinking like ninja is like some superhuman thing or something like that. And mainly ninja was spy. Their main purpose was to get information. In order to get information and give it to your lord or someone, you need to come back safely. So their skills or techniques were just to protect yourself. If you really needed to protect yourself, they throw the shuriken.
We first stopped by Iga Castle. If you watched the first video in this series from Osaka, then you remember that these symbols of feudal Japan didn't fare so well during the Meiji Restoration in the 1870s. And like in Osaka, Iga Castle was reconstructed in the 1950s as a symbol of regional pride. Before making our last stop for the day, we grabbed lunch at the Ninja restaurant in town, where I learned that ninjas were vegetarian because they believed meat made them stanky, which wasn't great for the whole being undetected thing. That's a little trivia for my fellow vegetarians. Please feel free to use it the next time someone asks if you feel weak because you stopped eating meat. I don't know, Dale, do you think ninjas were weak? The rain is coming down in buckets now, and I'm starting to prepare myself for the possibility of some bad news about the race. But for now, I'm happy to meet with Remy Kawamukai to show me around the family-run Fukaoka soy sauce brewery. Remy tells me that they've been making soy sauce here using the same traditional methods for more than 130 years. Now, her mom is in charge.
Our soy sauce is made of 100% Japanese soybeans and wheat and salt. And we ferment the soy sauce over 1 year. And our soy sauce is made by craftsmen working here. And most of the process is handmade by human power.
I may not understand a lick of what's going on here, but I love being around people making things and the tools they use to do it. Even better when I get sent home with some soy sauce. Alright, sports fans, the call just came in. The Ninja Trail Run will be happening tomorrow. There's some concern that they might have to cancel it or shorten it because we had some rains coming in from a typhoon east of the Philippines, if I remember correctly, and we did get a lot of rain this afternoon here in Iga. But the good news is, if you consider good news getting to run an ultramarathon in mud, is that although it rained a lot, the course is still okay to run. At least that's what the race director just posted on Instagram. Did warn about, soggy trails and that we'll have to be extra careful tomorrow. I guess that's what polls are for. So just took my melatonin like an old man and getting ready to go to bed. The shuttle pickup is at 5:30 in the morning. A Scooby-Doo van rolls up right on cue to whisk us through the countryside for a 30-minute ride to the starting line at the Sarobino Hot Spring. The ninjas are out and ready to take to the mountains, armed with their trusty katana. There's nothing left to do at this point but wait for the countdown. Man, they sent us up about 500 meters within the first 5K. That was not easy, and we couldn't use our poles for the first 5K. So now I'm on a bit more runnable part of the course. I've already knocked out 600 meters of the 2,000 some, so that at least makes me feel better about the rest of the race. All right, just hit 20 kilometers. Sun's coming out. Getting a little toasty for November, even for Japan. Still a lot of climbing to go, but great course so far. A lot of support, loving the ninjas, disemboweling runners as they go by. It's a great touch. So now we're at the part of the race, about 25 kilometers in of the 46. And this is the part of the race where I think to myself, I would have been fine with the shorter course. That would have been just dandy. Now I know once I cross the finish line, I'll feel good about myself. But right now I would have been fine with the short one. Okay, kiddos, we've just started what looks to be the last big slog. 3.3 kilometers to climb a little over 420 meters with an average 13% grade. In all my trail running videos, I ask myself at some point, why is this what I do with my free time? Why is this my hobby? Why is this what I do for fun? My tinkering on the edge of insanity aside, this has been a very lovely course. Would highly recommend it for anybody else who also picks their hobbies poorly. Not only are you seeing part of Japan that's a little bit more off the tourist trek, but you're still getting that, what I find is that romantic Japanese countryside. I'm loving it. If I could live 2 lives, I would have moved here, learned Japanese. I do love it here. Got a little less than 4 kilometers to go, and then that's it for this ninja. After trouncing around in the mud like a carefree child on an imaginary adventure, the course spits me out into a nearby village where it's smooth sailing to the finish line. That was great, but before I park myself in front of a massive bowl of udon, I want to talk to an actual winner who earned their finish line tape. Suzuha Kusada won the women's race with a time of 5 hours, 46 minutes, 31 seconds dressed in a bright red modified Shinobi Shuzuku ninja outfit complete with a matching headband. Suzuha grew up in Kyoto playing basketball and indoor soccer before joining a marathon team. She transitioned to the trails with some encouragement from a friend in 2017.
割と2019年にスカイランニングの方で日本代表に選んでもらえて、そこからやっぱ代表とかに選ばれたからには頑張らないとっていう風に、はい、2019年から頑張ってます。
And take it seriously she did, as evidenced by her first place prize of udon and my middle place prize of memories. Back at the hotel, holding back tears as I feast on the most nourishing bowl of udon in my life, I think back over the past couple of days, the race, and my general good fortune to be here, in Iga, the ninja city of all places. But next time, it could be you. At least, that's what Suzuha and Hiroyuki hope.
でも日本はすごいたくさん楽しいレースがあるので、外国の方にもいっぱい来てもらって楽しんでほしいなって思います。
日本全国たくさんいい山がたくさんあって、例えば富士山っていう山があったり、日本アルプスっていう綺麗な山がたくさんあるんだけども、やっぱり里山というか穏やかな田舎の里山の中で楽しんでもらえて、そして忍者がかつて本当に修行したであろう山の中で一日山を歩いてみるっていうのはすごくいいことだと思うので、ぜひともやっぱり海外の方に伊賀に来ていただいて忍者になってもらいたい、そういう思いでいます。はい。